Welcome back to the Global War Archive. If you're serious about history, manuscripts, and the astonishing craftsmanship of our ancestors, you're in the right place. Before we dive into this journey through time, make sure you hit subscribe and share this video, because the secrets we're uncovering are the kind of knowledge that belongs in every history enthusiast's library. Today, we're going to explore the lost arts of illumination, the meticulous methods medieval scribes and artists used to make their manuscripts shine for centuries, and how understanding these techniques can enrich our appreciation of history and even inspire practical applications today. The first thing to understand is that the vibrancy of medieval manuscripts wasn't an accident. The dazzling colors and intricate designs you see in works like the Book of Kells or the Tres Riches Heurs were the result of painstakingly sourced materials and precise techniques passed down through generations. Illuminators were not merely artists, they were chemists, botanists, and alchemists in their own right. Each pigment, each gold leaf, each brushstroke was the culmination of trial, error, and careful observation of natural materials. One of the most fascinating aspects of illumination is the use of pigments derived from minerals, plants, and even insects. Ultramarine, the intense blue that dominates many high medieval manuscripts, was sourced from lapis lazuli, a semi-precious stone mined primarily in Afghanistan. The process to turn it into pigment was labor-intensive, grinding the stone into powder, purifying it through multiple stages, and mixing it with binders like egg white or gum arabic. For historians today, understanding this process highlights not just artistic skill, but also global trade networks, economics, and the value medieval societies placed on knowledge and beauty. You can even experiment with creating natural pigments at home as a hands-on exercise in historical chemistry, starting with simpler plant-based pigments like red from madder root or yellow from weld. Gold leafing is another hallmark of vibrant manuscripts. What many people don't realize is that gold wasn't simply glued onto the page. Scribes and illuminators used a technique called gesso preparation, layering a sticky, slightly gritty substance that allowed gold to adhere and reflect light in a way that made letters almost glow. The application required steady hands and exact timing. Too wet and the gold would wrinkle, too dry and it would flake. For modern enthusiasts, practicing even a scaled-down version of gilding can teach patience, precision, and a tactile connection to the medieval mindset, skills useful in everything, from fine art restoration to meticulous documentation practices. The way medieval illuminators achieved lasting vibrancy also depended on an understanding of chemical stability long before modern science existed. Red pigments derived from cinnabar or vermilion were prone to fading if exposed to light or moisture, while carbon blacks and iron gall inks could penetrate parchment fibers and remain remarkably durable. Modern conservators often study these old recipes to stabilize fragile manuscripts, but understanding them firsthand allows historians to appreciate why certain illuminations remain vivid, while others fade to ghostly shadows. You could, for instance, conduct small experiments with ink on archival quality paper to see firsthand how acidity, light exposure, and different binders affect pigment longevity, connecting you directly with centuries-old techniques. Medieval manuscript illumination was also a highly collaborative process. Scribes, illuminators, and sometimes even jewelers worked together to create a single manuscript. Each page could take weeks to complete, with layers of color applied incrementally and carefully burnished to achieve the final effect. This collaboration reveals a level of planning and coordination often lost in our modern understanding of art as a solitary endeavor. Historians and enthusiasts can apply this insight by approaching research projects or creative work in phases, layering accuracy, narrative, and detail over time rather than expecting instant results. Beyond technique, illumination carried meaning. Colors, shapes, and layout weren't just decorative, they conveyed spiritual, political, and social messages. A bright blue robe might signify divinity, while the placement of a gold initial could indicate the start of a sacred or legally important text. Understanding this semiotics can transform the way you read manuscripts, allowing you to interpret history through subtle visual cues. Even today, historical reenactors, educators, and artisans can incorporate this level of symbolic precision into their work, making their craft both authentic and deeply resonant. In practical terms, exploring these techniques doesn't require rare lapis lazuli or a scriptorium. You can experiment with natural pigments, try basic gilding, or study historical ink recipes to develop a tactile appreciation for these lost arts. Museums, archives, and even high-resolution digital scans provide templates to follow and reverse engineer, helping you bridge the centuries between the medieval illuminator and your own workspace. This hands-on approach transforms historical study from passive observation into active engagement, a way to experience history as it was lived and crafted. Understanding the secrets of medieval manuscript vibrancy is more than an academic exercise. It is a way to reconnect with the past, appreciate the ingenuity of our ancestors, and gain practical skills in craftsmanship, chemistry, and careful observation. Each manuscript preserved today is a testament to human dedication, creativity, and knowledge sharing. And by studying and experimenting with these techniques, we continue that lineage. If this dive into the lost arts of illumination has sparked your curiosity, make sure you subscribe to the Global War Archive and share this video. There's a world of history waiting to be uncovered, and these manuscripts are just the beginning. Every page we study, every pigment we experiment with, is a step closer to understanding how our ancestors saw, recorded, and celebrated the world around them.